Good morning. It's Saturday morning, pretty early. I was hoping I would sleep a little bit later. We have great horned owls nesting outside. They didn't really wake me up, but they were hooting quite a bit. I would imagine that's because one was delivering the other one food. I think they're nesting. I really want to tell you about this Samsung S22 Ultra. Um, I want to give you my impressions of this phone as quickly as I can. As I said, I'm going to try to keep these videos really short. I'm a bit disappointed in the phone. I think Samsung could have done a better job. And I have a problem with my phone in particular that seems to be persistent. And that is upon occasion when I plug in the cable that I'll get an alarm telling me, and it hammers away. The phone pulses and it doesn't quite flash and all that, but a big warning comes up taking up the full screen, demanding that I unplug the phone immediately because water was detected in the USB port. Well, there's no water anywhere near the phone, no water in the USB port, and I'm in a desert, so it's pretty low humidity, so the odds of, of the alarm going off falsely because of humidity it's like none. It persists almost no matter what. It does it with, well, the power cord that came with my Bose headset will go from the computer into the cell phone. It'll do it with that. The power cord, the power cable that came with with the cell phone itself, it'll do it with that. I've got to use an adapter, a USB-C to USB Type A male plug to go into the computer. Does it with that as well. It's not all the time. It's not every time, or I'd be going right down to the store demanding that they swapped out. I'm also not that impressed with Samsung. One of the options was for me to ship my phone into them and then they would replace it. Now tell me, how's a man going to get by today if you don't have the cell phone, if you don't have your electronic leash, if you don't have your, well, if you don't have your electronic leash, how are you going to make it? Um, Using it for so many things. Oh, the phone is a vast improvement over the Galaxy S5 that I've been using for 9 years. If that phone is still working, T-Mobile would not allow me to do a trade-in on that. I was pretty upset about that because their Verizon was ready to give me a $400 credit on the old cell phone. And I would have done that, but I really didn't want to go back to those thieves again. The experience I had with them years ago was extremely distasteful. I guess the bigger they are, the more sociopathic they are. Well, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. No, the bigger they are, the less caring they are. We used to have good ethics in this country. The customer was always right. Companies bent over backwards, businesses bent over backwards to satisfy, a client. And man, we walked off bragging about them after that because of the extra miles they went to take care of us. That ethic is gone. It's been destroyed. That's the old America that most of you young folks out there never saw. You're never going to get to see. Maybe we can get it back, but I doubt we're going to get it back. The Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. I got 512 megabytes of RAM. I got it the first day it was released. Guess that's my problem because I paid the top dollar for it. And it doesn't come with a doggone wall wart with a charger. Had to pay extra for that. And by the time I walked out of that store, I was on the hook for the case, screen protector, and the charger, and the phone itself for more than, and sales taxes, more than $1,500. I did try to take it back because I was upset with the phone. I'm still a bit upset. It doesn't have a hardwire input for the headset. I believe, as others have said, that when you have a wired headset with the digital audio conversions that are in most cell phones, you've got better sound quality than over Bluetooth. I just can't see how Bluetooth is going to give you the sound quality that you get with a wired headset. I've also got too many Bluetooth devices. My hearing aids are Bluetooth. Gee, the receiver that I use for speakers on occasion, those are Bluetooth. Computers Bluetooth. And the USB plug for the headset is Bluetooth. The headset's Bluetooth. There's just too many Bluetooth devices going on, and I want to be able to tether the phone with a line. I don't want to be exposed to the Wi-Fi radiation. Sure, you don't feel it, but I don't want to be exposed to it. I also took this 5G phone and I throttled it back. I don't need the 5G speeds. I don't want to encourage the extra radiation that might bring upon me. My understanding is that they actually, if you're watching a non-approved government video, they actually can target your phone and ramp up your radiation, ramp up your exposure to RFI. If you're watching, on the other hand, a government-approved video, then they will not up your amperage and up your you know what on your cell phone. They won't screw with you. Okay, the screen on the S22 Ultra is excellent. The boys at Costco advised me to wait till this phone came out because of the cameras. Yeah, the cameras are really nice. I think the built-in microphone is very nice too. Got the door closed because my neighbor's AC is making a bit of noise. Don't want that right now. It's nice and quiet in here. Don't have my I don't have my hearing aids in. I feel pretty comfortable with this phone at this point. I think I've got this framed up pretty good. It's still kind of off at an angle. Not real happy about that, but I'll get that one worked out. The stylus is on the wrong side of the phone. The majority of people in this world are right-handed, aren't defective. Left-handers are defective. Well, my sister was left-handed, and well, what the heck. Anyway, I think that they could put the stylus on the right side of the phone for you people out there that are critical of the Galaxy S22 Ultra because the stylus is on the left-hand side. All you got to do is flip your phone around backwards and pop the stylus out with your right hand. It's that easy, okay? As far as that rounded screen, I'm not really sold on it. I mean, it's beautiful. It really is nice. It's a beautiful display, and it's not hard on the eyes at all. It's not quite strong enough out in full-strength sunlight like they say, but it's, full-strength sunlight out in the desert's pretty harsh. That might be an unfair test, but anyway, the battery really kind of sucks. Don't get me wrong, battery life is good provided you don't use it very much. I think instead of a 5,000 milliamp hour battery, they should have put a 7,000 milliamp battery in the Ultra. At least give us a leg up on everybody else. On the cheap A33, they're even putting this 5,000 milliamp battery in it. As far as the benchmarks and the performance, there's been reports of it heating up. I suspect that Samsung ran their gaming benchmarks without the firmware that's been dissipated with the phone, that's been handed out to us, engaging. The SOT, the throttles back, the graphics, the gaming technology that keeps the phone from overheating also brings down their actual benchmarks. So Samsung may not have been honest about that, and the phone may be prone to overheating, and it may not be that big of a bump up because of that. As far as the built-in speakers on the phone, they're wonderful. I like them quite a bit. The criticism has been that the i13's got better speakers on it. I'll have to try that at some point. And the i13 also has got better battery life just because the way it's designed, it doesn't use as much power. So Samsung's kind of done a brute force thing here, and I think it might have been deceptive. The phone does occasionally give me this alarm that's extremely annoying. I don't like that. The headphone jack, I really would like to, if the digital audio conversions, whatever they are, the DAC is better in a wired cell phone, headphone, microphone input, then I really want that, and I will switch out. I tried to take this phone back. I tried to get a refund. I don't think it's worth the $1,500 that I paid for it, or I'm going to be paying for it. T-Mobile told me that I was past the 2-week buyer's remorse period, but they would put me on the 6-month waiting list. That after 6 months of payments, they would allow me to get out of the phone. I'm hoping Samsung will fix a few things by then. One is I hope they'll actually get the power that they claim, the processing power, which I think they've not been honest about. I'd love to see the stylus on the right-hand side of the phone. No, I'm not using the stylus much. The curved screen and the stylus don't seem to make that much sense to me, but I've never used a stylus before, so would I get this same cell phone? Maybe, maybe not. 512 gigabytes rather of storage is a good thing. I'm doing a lot of video on this, and I haven't been transferring them to the computer. I probably will ultimately find that I would like to have had the terabyte, but I really don't want to spend the extra money on that. That annoying alarm on the cell phone is a problem. I want to be able to tether, get instead of having Wi-Fi, I want to tether the phone so I don't have exposure to the extra radiation. And of course there'll be a small trickle charge off the computer to power up the phone while you're plugged into that. It doesn't seem to keep up with the phone's use of power. I think that the phone is, I think they just used brute force and they didn't really finesse it and make this thing very efficient. The cameras are definitely an improvement. Well, I don't have anything to compare except a 9-year-old Galaxy S5. I would really like to get rid of that annoying alarm. If anybody out there is having problems with that, let me know. Samsung really needs to be a little bit better when they're launching something so doggone expensive as this. I think I've said all I need to say on it. I'm going to close this thing out for now. Oh, I'm way past 5 minutes. Thanks, folks. This is my S22 Ultra review.